doing a Kat Von D look today, and this is the final result that I came up with. So let's begin. So I've already primed my lid with Benefit's Lemonade, and I'm going to take a large fluffy brush. This is from Coastal Scents. Just anything large and fluffy will do. I'm going to go in with the color Vanilla, and this is a creamy white satin color. I'm going to put this all over the lid, just leaving an even base. Now, as you can tell from Kat's look, it's a very matte finish, so I'm going to try to use as many matte shadows as I can today. And I'll put just a little teeny bit of shimmer under the brow just to highlight it some, but for the overall look, it's all matte. Now that I have that vanilla all over there, I'm going to take the 239 brush, the flat shader brush, and I'm going to go in with the color Gesso. And this is pure white matte color. So if you're using a different brand, NYX does have a white matte shadow. I'm sure pretty much any makeup company will have it. It just needs to be white and matte. I'm going to put this on the inner third of the lid, staying under that crease, and just blend it out. Then I'm going to take that same brush, wipe it off, and I'm going to go in with the color Wedge, and this is a light matte brown color. As you can tell from her look, it starts from very white and then it gradiates to the dark. So this color is a nice light color. We're going to put this all over the outer 2/3 of the lid, staying again under that crease. And then you can start blending it over that gesso that we put on earlier. And we'll go back and touch that up if we lose that whiteness. Then I'm going to go in with the color Cork, and this is the same family. It's just a little bit darker than the Wedge. We're going to put this on the outer half of the lid. So as you can tell, I'm just building the color. Let me scoot in just a little bit. I'm building the color from lightest over to darkest. So now put this on the outer half, on top of the Wedge we put on. And just pat that on there. Then I'm going to go in with the color Brown Down, or Down Brown, I'm sorry, I keep getting those confused. I'm going to take a Q-tip real quick and clean up that area because I want it to be exactly under that crease. If you're a single eyelid girl, just feel where that eye socket is, and right above that eye socket, that's where you want that crease line to be. And do both eyes at the same time so that way they're very even. So take that flat shader brush. We're now going to go into Down Brown. It's a dark brown color, staying with the matte. I'm going to put this on the outer third, keeping that kind of rounded, keeping under that crease. Wipe it off, and then I'm going to blend it over into that Wedge and that Cork that I just put on. Then I'm going to take the 217 brush, that stiff dome one, and I'm going to go in with Black Tide. It's a black color with shimmer in it. Carbon will work fine. I might use carbon here in a little bit, but for now I'm going to use Black Tide. I'm starting at the outer part. It's kind of where that crease and the eye meet. It's in the heart of that outer V. I don't really know how to explain it. But I'm going to dab it in there and then start feathering it over that Down Brown that I put on. I'm keeping the outer shape of that eye a very oval. We're not doing a V, we're doing an oval. And then I could take that Q-tip and wipe it out just a little bit to clean up that edge because I want a very oval look. I want to keep it very clean above that crease. Take a little bit more. We're just going to keep adding color, and then I'm feathering it over that brown that I put on. Once I get that part done, the outer part with that Black Tide, I'm going to take an angled brush and I'm going to go in with Espresso, or you can use the Down Brown, and I'm basically going to draw a line in the crease because if you can tell from Kat's look, there's a very strong crease in there. So I'm going to find where that crease is, just look straight ahead, and I'm just going to draw that line in there. I'm going to go all the way in You see how there's a very defined line there? I know it looks funny now, but we'll blend it out in a little bit. Take a Q-tip and just clean that up just a little bit, because you want a very precise line in there. You could use a pencil if you're brave enough. I just don't want to right now because I want to be able to blend it pretty easily. So now that I have that crease on, I'm going to take a 222-like brush. I'm going to go in with cork. I'm going to blend above that line that I just drew on. I'm just going to blend it a little bit, just doing a windshield wiper motion. Wipe it off. Then I'm going to take some vanilla and we're going to highlight the brow. The reason I'm doing this so early is because I don't want any dark shadows to get up there and to stick, so I want to put that vanilla on before I go on with some more intense colors. Now I'm going to go back in with that angled brush, and I'm going to go in with a black color. It can be carbon or black tide. I'm going to intensify that crease even more. So I'm just drawing it on just like I would with a pencil. Go back in with that 217, more black tide. Intensify that outer part just a little bit. Now I'm going to take my Urban Decay 24/7 pencil. I like this because it's creamy. Starting at about the halfway point of that crease, I'm going to start drawing it on because I want to create that flick on the outer part of the eye. Let me zoom in just a little bit for this so you guys can see in detail how I'm going to do that. And hopefully it won't blur on you. Okay, so I'm going to take that pencil on that outer half of that crease. I'm going to start drawing it right in my crease. And then when I get to the edge of that eye, I'm going to flick it up just a little bit to create that little wing that she has. Make sure my eyes are even. I'm going to thicken it right here just a little bit. Now that I have that outer part intensified as much as I want, I'm now going to make it look like a dark brown. I need that black underneath because the brown that I have, it's just not dark enough. It almost looks like a brown-black color, so that's why I put the black on the outer part. Now I'm going to go over it with espresso, and it'll kind of turn it into that brown-black color. I'm going to feather it over into the cork that I put on earlier. And you just have to keep going back and forth between the brown and the black to get the intensity and the color that you want. Okay, go back in with the carbon or the black tide, whichever you have is fine. Intensify that even more because it's very, very dark on that outer part. Feather it in. Step back and take a look at it. Make sure that it looks even with the rest of your eye. And that looks pretty close. Now I need to blend up here just a little bit more, so I'm going to go in with that 222 brush, that fluffy dome one. I'm going in with some cork, and I'm just going to blend above that harsh line that I drew in, just doing windshield wiper motion, just to soften it just a little bit. I know in Kat's picture it looks pretty harsh, but I'm softening it just because of my preference. I don't want to have a very rigid line there.